Right, guys, so it looks like Indonesia is going to get a new capital city. The current capital of Jakarta, it's going to get moved to a new city. It's going to be built from scratch, and the name is Nusantara. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I'm going to say Nusantara. So Indonesia is planning to move its capital from Jakarta in Java to a new city named Nusantara in East Kalimantan on the island of Borneo. The move is in part to relieve pressure on traffic-clogged Jakarta, which is sinking, polluted and crowded. A new capital city would also be a way of symbolically centralizing the government, which is seen as being too Java-centric. So let's have a look at a map of Indonesia. So here is Jakarta, the capital city, and this here is the island of Java. And Java has a huge population compared to the rest of the country. We're going to be looking at numbers in a few minutes. But the new capital is going to be here between Samarinda and Balikpapan. It's on the island of Borneo. Now, Borneo, there's actually 3 countries that comprise of Borneo. You've got Indonesia, and then you have Malaysia here, and you also have Brunei. The majority of Borneo belongs to Indonesia, and I believe Kalimantan is the term used for Borneo that's part of Indonesia. So this new city is going to be around about here, and it's going to make the country less Java-centric. So the idea of moving the capital has been around since independence, with President Sukarno planning to move the capital to Palangkaraya in Kalimantan, and President Yudhoyono floated the idea a number of years ago. This is Palangkaraya. So this city already exists, so the idea of moving it here has been touted, but now it seems they're just going to build a brand new city from scratch to the northeast of Palangkaraya. So work was supposed to start in 2020, but then COVID happened and it got delayed. And here is the approximate location. There's Jakarta with the star. So let's zoom in here. So here we are in Borneo. And here was the proposed capital city here before, but that's been thrown out the window. But instead, they're going to build a brand new city from scratch. And this port city of Balikpapan is going to be an important route to the new capital. And then you have this city, Samarinda. And then it's going to be located somewhere around here. So let's zoom back out again. So we're going to see a jump from here, capital, to here. This area is going to be better served by having the capital here. So here's another map of Indonesia. Here we can see the island of Java, the capital, and then we have some huge cities on the island of Java. And then we have Borneo, which is less populated, and we have some other islands here. And then you have Papua to the east, is very isolated from the rest of the country, has a low population. So let's have a look at some key numbers. So Java is the world's most populous island, where 56% of the country's population lives. So 56% of the population lives on this island. So more than half live on Java. So that'll tell you how skewed the population is, how Java is so heavily populated compared to the rest of the country. Now Java, I did this calculation earlier, Java makes up about 6.8% of the land area of Indonesia, but it has 56% of the population. The spread of the population is uneven throughout the archipelago, with a varying habitat and level of development, ranging from the mega city of Jakarta to uncontacted tribes in Papua. Jakarta is the country's primate city and the second most populous urban area globally, with over 34 million residents. So this is the greater Jakarta area, 34 million residents. Now here we have a list of the largest cities and their populations. So Jakarta comes way out on top with 10.5 million. So this is the city itself of Jakarta. And you have this city, Bekasi, which is the third highest. Now Bekasi is essentially a suburb of Jakarta. Let's have a look here on the map. You have Jakarta, let's zoom in. And just to the east of Jakarta, you have Bekasi. So Bekasi and Jakarta is essentially the same city, and then you have Surabaya and Bandung, and they're all in Java as well. So the 4 largest cities in Indonesia are on the island of Java. So there's Bandung, and over here to the east we have Surabaya. So Java is very heavily populated, and this is why they want to move the capital from Jakarta to Borneo. So 34 million in the greater Jakarta area, it's absolutely huge, and they want to relieve some of that population by moving the capital. So all the people who work in the government, they'll all have to move, and they're going to be moving to here in the jungle of Borneo, and they're going to be building a brand new city from scratch. And here's an artist's depiction of what it may look like, and here's a photograph of the area now, and it's just in the middle of a jungle. Here's another artist's impression of, I guess this might be the new parliament building, and it's estimated to cost 32 billion US dollars, which is a lot of money. But Indonesia is a very large country. It's got over 1 trillion in GDP per year. Here's another picture. Right now we have like a tiny village here in the middle of the Borneo jungle. Here's another artist's depiction of some kind of monument. And here is a map showing the approximate location. So here are the cities of Balikpapan here to the south, and then Samarinda to the northeast of this location. And here we see a small map of Indonesia, Jakarta right here, and then you have East Kalimantan, and this is where the new city is going to be. And here we go. They've got a long way to go. Look at this picture. Just empty jungle right here. So they're going to build a city right here, I guess, from scratch. I don't know if these two guys are going to build a city by themselves. They'll probably need some help. And this guy says Indonesia's new capital is inspired by Canberra. So you have Canberra here in Australia. So Australia, one of quite a number of countries that moved their capital. Brazil moved their capital to Brasilia. Nigeria moved theirs to Abuja from Lagos. And you also have Egypt, which is planning to build a new capital, and I'll be making a video about that as well. And here's another picture of the jungle, and here's another artist's impression of what this new city may look like. Again, here's another map showing the area of the new city. So let's see what happens with this. I think looking at the statistics, the demographics, I think this is a good idea. Many people in Jakarta oppose this idea. Not surprisingly, they don't want the capital moved from their city. But looking at the population distribution of Indonesia, I think this probably needs to happen. And so let's see how this develops. Let me know what you think about this idea for a new capital for Indonesia. And if you want to see more geography videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And let us know what you think in the comments. I'll see you guys later.